Okay, so if you're cold calling in 2025, you just gotta be using Clay. So this video will be my walkthrough how Clay can be used and will be used for cold calling purposes. And I'm just gonna go through some examples, how to think about it, all the possibilities that Clay can bring you, all the features, and this kind of stuff. So let's just get to the meat. Okay, so we both know that leaderless quality is really important as fuck in 2025 because the percentages and conversion rates are just dropping everywhere. Cold email, cold calling, the conversion rate is just dropping consistently, and it will be. This means that the more relevant you appear, and you will have to, the higher conversion rate there will be. So this means what we have to do is build out really well qualified lead lists for the cold calling purposes. So you won't spend time just dialing random numbers and maybe connecting with like 8 or 5 people per 100 prospects. So basically, what I'm going to show you is how to use this little tool right here. It's really powerful, and yeah, I'm just going to run you through some use cases. Um, so AI is everywhere in 2025, but you or your team are still researching prospects manually, visiting the website, extracting details from, I don't know, LinkedIn company page or LinkedIn profile or whatever you're doing to manually research. So first of all, that is wasting a lot of time. Second of all, a lot of time is going into trying to call the wrong leads. And the third thing is trying to call them at the wrong time. So there's so many things that could be optimized right here. And this is what separates you from the other cold calls. So basically, cold calling is a competitive game, whether you like it or not. It's a zero sum game, which means basically that if we have like four different cold callers right here, and we have only one client. So let's say this is a client. Only one of them will get the client. So it's not like all of them get it. It's just like one, and this one will be the one that will be reaching out at the right time. This means in the cold calling game and in the cold email game, in the outbound in general, it's a competitive game. We have to have some kind of advantage to win. And this is your advantage right here for the cold calling. So let me just show you where Clay kind of comes in because it's really powerful. It can be powerful for cold email, but also for the cold calling. So this is how it looks. I will drive home with an example after I go through all of these different use cases. But simply, what Clay is an orchestrated tool that takes all of your inputs, whether that's from enrichment tools like Apollo, or whether you use some kind of phone verifiers or phone enrichments, or any other data sources like Google Maps, any online uh, big databases like StoreLeads, even Apollo. This just combines it all together and makes it so it looks like it's one big of a spreadsheet. So it looks like a spreadsheet, and that's kind of it. That's kind of how this all looks together. So yeah, basically, there's like 130 plus enrichments right now that you can use in Clay, and it's not as expensive as you might think. But simply said, there's a lot of different things that you could enrich the prospects with. So basically, imagine this: you have 10 minutes to research every single prospect before calling them up. What would you research? Now, the trick here is that with Clay, this research happens automatically. So this is just a thought experiment to get your head kind of thinking. Okay, so we could, I don't know, point out that they are working here, that their headquarters is here. Okay, we know that the company revenue is this much. Okay, we know that they are just starting to hire this specific role which we're looking for. Therefore, we should call this one instead of this one. So there's so much custom logic that you could do inside of Clay. And here's where the power comes in. First of all, if you have really specific or small TAM markets, finding 100% of it will be really, really important for you. This means that if you're going after a specific vertical, which should be, then finding 100% of your TAM will be hard with just one data source. This might have happened to you before. You went on Apollo, tried to search a specific industry, but it was not there. So it's kind of hard to get everything on Apollo. This is why we combine different data sources inside of Clay. This means maybe from Google Maps, Yellow Pages, G7. I don't know. We have store leads, whatever. You combine all of these different databases and data sources that have your ICP, connect them into Clay, and then you have one full list that is just all the ICP, whether that's 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 in your TAM that you can reach out to. And that's basically a really important and powerful exercise that you can do in Clay and saves you a lot of kind of wasted leads. The second use case would be to combine different data sources and enrichment providers, which the first one I've already told you, data sources. The second one is enrichment providers. This means that let's just search for the phone number. What this means is creating waterfalls. So I know I have known before some cold calling agencies where they first of all had a really specific TAM, like total addressable market, but then they didn't find phone numbers for some of these with this provider. So they just discarded the other leads, which may be 20, 30, 40% of the whole lead list, which can be resulted in like, I don't know, a few dozen clients even lost and just discarding these leads. So what this does is, look, maybe you have two data providers that you've been using and just doing this before, but simply said, this is your lead. And if you, for example, use Apollo to find its phone number and there's like no phone number, so there's no phone number, then it just continues to the next provider and you can do all of this in Clay. So for example, let's just go in here, full configuration, and you have like 13 different of these data sources, which means if there's not a like there's not a phone number found, it just continues to the next one and to the next one until it actually finds it. And when it finds it, you have it. This means that instead of before maybe having 70% of the lead list qualified with verified phone numbers on a good day, now you could get this up to probably 99%, honestly, or 98, whatever. So this is all possible inside of Clay, custom logic, formulas. You can add all of this into here, 13 different providers, and it just goes in through automatically. So it's not like you have to do all of these different workflows and you don't have to spend hours with CSV and Excel sheets, whatever. You just do it all in Clay, which is the power of it. The next thing, yeah, for sure. The next thing is looking for signals and letting AI research websites and reports. This is really, really cool for cold calling, because what you might do is just generally go and target these 100 people, but it's not like all of them are the same. Some of them might have this situation going on in the business. Maybe some of them are the exact perfect fit, but you're not prioritizing them, so you miss them. What Clay does, it can use something called Clayagent. Now, what Claygen is basically an AI agent that goes on the website and researches their LinkedIn profile, news about the company, website, whatever online there is available. What you can do is look for different signals. For example, are is this company hiring SDR at the moment? If it is, this means that they need to get more leads, which means we can come in and pitch ourselves. Or, for example, news about the company or new products that have been launched or fundraising or whatever you're going after, maybe thank you reports or 10K reports. You can do all this inside of Clay. For example, find a company's 10K and you just analyze this file. So Clay can actually analyze the PDF file, and then you get all the results back and all the data. So what this does is it prioritizes the right leads at the right time, and it saves you hours and hours of research. Honestly, that's how it is. So AI can research anything that's online available. So yeah, really powerful. The last one, fourth one, score leads based on priority. So this is actually one of the best use cases that I have thought of yet, but still there are probably way more use cases than this, is to just have something called scoring inside of Clay. So score row in Clay. What this does is it actually you can put in like 5 different criteria or 10 different criteria on what gives each row point. So in here you have rows. Each row is a different lead. And not all of these are the same. Some of them might be hiring at the moment, some of them might be not. So what you do, you implement what I just showed you. You rank these leads and you score them. And the higher the scoring, or the lower the scoring, whatever you choose, the higher the scoring, the higher the probability that this lead will actually convert into a paying client for you, or a booked call for you, or a qualified lead, whatever. And this just means that you should prioritize reaching out to these people because they have some signals that have shown interest in your offer before. And this is how you stop spending time dialing useless numbers and start focusing on the real numbers that matter, and save hours and hours, probably improve the meeting rates so much. I don't know. We'll just have to test, right? And this is a smooth transition into my offer right now, which would be if you're cold calling agency, 1 to 10 employees, whatever, and you just want to test at least some kind of this, how this would be implemented in your business, how you could score, prioritize, whatever. Just go ahead on my LinkedIn, shoot me a DM or book a call, and I'll guide you through how to use this and how to implement it exactly and specifically for you and your company. So that's kind of it, what I wanted to tell you. Hope I didn't bore you too much. You can subscribe, you can do whatever. But yeah, this is how I'll be using Clay for cold calling stuff. I don't know why nobody's really talking about it too much, but yeah, that's kind of it. So peace out.